Yeah, pemirsa, go, 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 go.
Go. Introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, my name's Dean. I just got back from Texas. Now I'm living in Jakarta. Alright.
Okay, you can hear us. Okay, that's good. Hi.
We got a question from Mantra.
What is
Miss
that?
Mister, kenapa belajar bahasa Inggris untuk speaking susah? Okay.
No, answer.
Do I answer in English or Indonesian?
English or Indonesian.
Alright.
Are you guys a couple?
That's hilarious. No.
No.
We just met.
Yeah.
Why is it so difficult to learn how to speak English? The answer is that's funny. So when you learn a new language, you gotta use it a lot. So like for example, I was in Texas these last few years, and I had to use some Spanish. And because of how much I was using the Spanish, eventually I picked up some phrases here and there. But now that I'm back here, it's all gone. So
yeah. You have to use the language. If you don't use the language, it's going to vanish into thin air, right? Yeah, exactly.
Use it or lose it.
Why don't you create learning videos? Alright, we will, right?
Yep. You ask for it, we'll do it.
I'm forcing him to do it. Okay, stress lama. Okay, read it. And answer.
Stress lama-lama Inggris, masih stuck, cuman ngomong yang biasa aja. Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of how much you use it, you know. And the thing that helped me when I was overseas, I had to maintain my Bahasa Indonesia, and the thing I did was by consuming Indo content, so whether it be, you know, some people on YouTube, some podcasts, and I actually watch Liga 1 Indonesia, so I was watching all the soccer matches on Indosiar, so that's how I maintain my Indonesian. I mean, if you like English media, maybe like Netflix, YouTube, whatever, just by watching it, eventually some words and phrases will start sticking on you, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so we are here today because we want to answer some IELTS speaking questions, just naturally how we speak, right? Especially him. He's just going to say whatever answer he has. And hopefully we're going to upload this onto YouTube. We're going to put subtitles and translation and everything like that so you guys can learn from that vocabulary. And then, what is it called? Yeah, you can maybe use it for your study material when you're going to take the IELTS test in the future or something like that. Alright? Because honestly, IELTS is about vocabulary. If you don't know what to say or how to translate something from Indonesian to English, you're going to struggle. Why are people congratulating? Do we look like a married couple?
My hands are free, so there you go.
Oh, I'm dead. Okay. So, I mean, the title of this live is IELTS. It's hilarious how people think that. Okay, so we're gonna answer. What topic do you want to start with?
From the top. I don't ride bikes.
Art. Okay.
Oh my gosh, art. All
you
right.
don't have to have an opinion. You could just say, I don't have an opinion about.
All right, sure. I got you. All right.
Okay. So first, and gue biasanya kalau nge-live, I'm typing, you know, and there's a text. Oh, 46 people.
Oh, well, welcome all 46 and now 48 of you.
Okay,
welcome.
so the first topic that we're going to talk about for IELTS is basically art, okay? So, I'm going to ask a question and then you answer and then we can just talk,
all right.
You know, right? So, are you good at art?
When I was younger, I really enjoyed art. I enjoyed drawing, painting and whatnot. My mother enjoys painting in her free time. When I was a kid, I really liked doing art, but now that I'm older, I'm really not good at it, so I'm not really good at art no more.
Wow, you hear that, guys? Hopefully you guys understand, yeah. Is his accent difficult to understand or no? I don't think so, right? Okay. You used to be good at art? When?
Like 3, 4, 5, you know, like drawing stuff, you know. Sketching, and even a little painting here and there. I had some...
Painting?
Yeah, you know, there's little, what do you call it? Those little white painting things that you draw with a chalk and then you paint over it. Yeah.
White painting thing you draw with a chalk?
I don't know. I don't do art. I told you.
Okay.
Literally at my house, in my bedroom, there is a picture of, you know, Blue's Clues?
Oh yeah, the dog.
You remember Blue's Clues? The blue dog and the guy in the green shirt? There is literally a painting that I made when I was like 4 or 5 years old, sitting there in a corner of my room. I'll show you one day.
Alright. Okay. So, he was good at art. Now, not so much, is what you say?
Yep, I haven't drawn a single thing in at least 10 years now. Thank you for your marriage and marriage blessings. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll answer the question. Yeah, am I good at art? I think I'm an artsy person. Yeah, I can draw, I can color. But I don't really think that I am that, what is it called? Apa ya?
What is it called?
Nggak tahu, lupa gua. Oh, I just can't speak suddenly. Okay. I think I'm an artsy person, but I don't really think art is my, favorite hobby, So I would maybe draw if I'm bored, but I haven't picked up a pencil and started sketching in like 3 years, so yeah. But I do like, designing posters and stuff like that, so if that counts as art, then yeah, I'm pretty good at that. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, next question. Did you learn art at school when you were a child?
Oh, yeah. Every week back in my school, until I was, I think, 9th grade, there was always at least a 1 hour long art class. And actually, now that you mention it, when I was in 2nd grade, actually, one of my art pieces was put on the yearbook.
Oh,
yeah.
That's an achievement. That's an achievement.
Yeah. It was a fish, and I colored the fish orange with oil pastels, and the background was blue, and it was in a sketchbook. And at the other side, there was another painting. We put it together, so the oil pastel, like leaked through. And then when I opened it, it was messed up. But for some reason, the art teacher saw it and was like, "This is a masterpiece."
A masterpiece.
So there you go, 2nd grade. So I wasn't even 10 years old. My piece of art was on the yearbook, and to this day, that's my only art accomplishment in my life.
Wow, I think that's pretty solid. I mean, to get it in the yearbook. How many people were featured in the yearbook?
Less than 20, I'd say.
Less than 20.
Yep, and my lousy fish oil pastel painting made it. In the whole school, K to 12. So eat that, seniors, if you're watching.
Oh, you know what? That's actually an achievement. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, got a question by It's Shellbore.
Okay.
What if I don't even have any experience toward the question, given that I say I have no idea?
Well, you should still have a general opinion, right? Even if you suck at something, for example, at art, right? You're really bad at art. You can just say what? Like, I'm not really an artsy person. I've never really picked up drawing. It was never interesting for me. That's an answer, right? You don't have to have experience doing it.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like we do a whole bunch of things. Everyone has their own interests, specialities. If you have no idea, don't just answer, "I have no idea."
Yeah.
Like, say you have no idea in a way where you're communicating that you didn't have much experience. Like, yeah, growing up, I never really did art. They didn't teach it in my school for whatever reason. And because of that, I never really grew up being someone interested in art, And usually when you can answer it, it's like, okay, cool, they'll move on.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you don't know what to say, there is something that you can say, right? Right? You've never really done art, you don't care about art. You can just say, "I don't care about art." You can say that. It's not like where you have to be super formal, right? You don't have to be an IELTS speaking. You just can't swear. That's the line. Okay, that's the line. You can't swear.
Yep, don't swear. And if I do today, I apologize in advance.
Yes. Kisah cerita said, "Sheldon? You don't look like Sheldon."
What? Did somebody?
No, he doesn't look like Sheldon. Someone said Sheldon. Look
Sheldon?
Here. Kisah cerita Sheldon. Here, I used to do it when I was in high school. Oh, you used to do art when you were in high school. Good?
I think it's mandatory in public education in Indonesia to have an arts class. I might be wrong. Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's true, but I think it sucks. Oh.
Ah, come on.
Okay, let me tell you guys about the difference between my art class in Indonesia and my art class when I was in America. So when I was in America, the art teacher was pretty harsh, yeah. Everybody had to learn how to sketch. Everybody had to learn how to sketch with pencil, and you had to do it weekly. So the teacher would literally just give you a water bottle like this, like just random water bottle, put it down and be like, "Draw that," with a pencil and eraser. That's it. And she would grade it every week from like, if it's really bad, D, F, if it's really bad. I've never seen someone get an F, but it has happened in the past, right?
Real.
And what is it called? if it was pretty good, the perspective and everything like that, the shading, it looks 3D. It's not like a cartoon drawing because it has to be realism, right? So yeah, that's the type of art that I was exposed to when I was younger. And also, I think we were also introduced to more types of art. In Indonesia, I think it was only like oil pastel, sketching with pencils.
Finger painting. Afandi, my goat!
Yeah.
If you guys, if you know Afandi, the famous Indonesian painter, comment in the comment section. Afandi, the legend. I've been to his place when I was in, was it Solo or Jogja? And actually, a couple of my family members in the US have an Afandi painting in their living room.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, one in California and one in Arkansas. So, Afandi, proper legend.
Proper legend. Okay. Finger painting. Great, right? I think I learned that also. We didn't learn a lot of things like oil painting. We did acrylics, but the teacher in senior high school only said, I want you guys to make a painting, that's it. That's like the extent, you know? He didn't teach us any techniques for it. I mean, maybe a few, like if you mix it, this and this, it will become that, you know, that's it, right? So, yeah. When I was in America, the art teacher actually taught different styles of painting and even carving and pottery.
Did you guys do pottery?
I learned pottery, man. That was wild.
You're stepping on the thing and then, this is a vase. And then the pottery teacher looks at it like, yeah, that's not it.
Yeah, 214 people. Hi, guys.
Wow.
This is a lot.
Where are y'all from?
Yeah. Okay, right. So, art. We did learn art when we were in school, but it wasn't, what is it called? It wasn't, you know, much, I think. Have you ever thought about wanting to be an artist? Like, has it ever crossed your mind?
Never.
Really?
The thought of being in a room and working on one thing for God knows how long, I don't even want to think about it. Because I saw how much effort it took my mom to do her paintings. She like did tigers, what is it? Because in my house she has a tiger painting and she has like beautiful scenery and all that. Yeah, no, I haven't stared at my mom's paintings in a while, even though they're sitting very nicely around my house. So, oh shit, there's one big cheetah painting in my living room.
Wait, do you think your mom passed down her art genetics to you or to your sibling?
Nah, I think absolutely no talent, skill, or anything like that was passed on to me and my brother. Yep, we just play sports. That's all we do.
My school had drama class for art. The comment. Yeah.
Drama class. Ugh, I just triggered a memory reading that.
I loved drama class. You hated it?
So, let me tell you why.
Okay, explain for the people.
So, when I was in 8th grade, I'm thinking that's maybe 2011, 2012, I'm thinking.
Whoa.
So, every year my school had a Festival of the Arts, and that's when they forced students to perform. And my grade got forced to do a mime. You know mime? Those people in France that's...
Oh, miming.
Miming, yeah.
Okay.
So, we were all black, white mask, white gloves. And because I was the tallest in my grade, I was the lead. So for, I think, 2 months of my life in 8th grade, my entire life revolved around doing the mime. So yeah, and apparently on the day we performed, a lot of people were really impressed because what we did that year was very different from everyone else, because everyone else was singing, dancing, playing the same 5 musical instruments everyone can play. But yeah, we did mime, and yeah, apparently people enjoyed it, so shout out to parents.
Nice. Nice. Oh, what is that?
Please tell me a form of listening English, because I'm so bad in listening.
Just listen to us.
For you, Setyono Suryadi, my recommendation is you ask yourself, what do you like to watch? Do you like to watch sports? Do you like to watch gaming? Do you like to watch politics? And just watch something that you enjoy, and slowly but surely you'll start grasping what they're saying. You learn a few phrases here and there, and sometimes when you, I guess, how would I say it? When you're, for example, you know about the topic in your local language, whether it be Indonesian or wherever you're from. When you're learning something new, there will be some very similar terms that you're going to hear. and then eventually you're going to be able to put two and two together, and then it'll start making more sense.
And I also have something to add to that. That's good, right? But when you're listening, don't just listen. So that's weird, right? It's weird. But if you're listening, don't just listen. You have to, what is it called? If you can, if you're listening to something that has a video format, turn on the English subtitles. Not the Indonesian subtitles, because you're not learning anything if you're doing that. So you have to turn on the English subtitles, see the vocabulary, pay attention, and also listen to it at the same time. Yeah.
And actually, I'd like to chip in. So Weena here just said, watch the video and have the English captions. If you are still super new to the language, actually, let me tell you guys a story. So, when I was younger, I was a big anime fan. So I watch anime almost every day, basically. And just from watching anime with English subtitles, slowly but surely, I started picking up some Japanese phrases here and there. And in the prime of me watching anime, I lived with two Japanese guys back when I was in college overseas. And actually, I was able to speak with them a little bit in full Japanese. So it's been a long time, but when I was in Japan last year, I still remember some bits and phrases and whatnot. So you could apply the same concept to learning English. Just find something you enjoy and just keep watching it. Even with English subtitles, with Indonesian subtitles, or whatever your local language is, and slowly but surely it will stick.
Yeah, you have to expose yourself to the language every day, at least an hour a day, and that's minimum. Yeah, minimum. If you can, more. 3 hours, 4 hours a day you listen to English content, switch your phone setting to English. Like everything in your phone should be in English, your laptop, then you will be forced to learn it.
Mm-hmm. And in case you ever get lost, if you have an Android or if you have Google Lens, you can just turn it on, take a picture of whatever you're looking at, and it'll translate automatically. If you know, you know.
Okay, next IELTS question. It took us like 10 minutes to answer one question.
It's alright.
Okay, next IELTS question. What kind of art do you like?
I already know Afandi. Afandi's a great and famous Indonesian painter. Him and his finger painting.
I like sculptures, though.
Sculptures?
I think I appreciate sculptures a lot. What was that?
What is it? The one famous sculpture is like this.
There is one? What is it called?
I couldn't tell you. It's in Europe. That's all I know.
Alright. Hello, Bruno.
Hello, Bruno.
Hello, Bruno. Okay. So, I think I'm more interested in sculptures, I love paintings, though. Paintings are nice, but I think sculptures are more interesting nowadays. I'm leaning more towards that. Yeah. I visited what is it called? I visited a museum in Bandung. I don't know where it was, honestly. I have no idea. It's somewhere in Bandung, and it was a famous Indonesian sculptor who's famous for sculpting with metal. And they were massive sculptures. There's like a Grim Reaper in there somewhere. It was like 10 meters tall. I was like, damn!
Damn. Gotta check it out.
Yeah. It was like a garden filled with a lot of his metal sculptures and stuff like that. Some of them were copper, some of them were steel. It was nice. You should go. Yep. Okay, next question. Is art popular in your country?
Yeah, Indonesia's, well, I'm in Indonesia now, so when they ask your country, I'm going to refer to Indonesia, not the US.
Okay.
Yeah. Art's super prominent here. I mean, gosh, Indonesian art's so diverse, isn't it?
It is. We have a lot of artists, but I don't think a lot of people are aware, of their work and stuff like that. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Unless you're in the circle.
Yeah, usually it's if you're an arts person, usually you know all the artists. But if you're not, I mean, just think about some of the paintings and the different. I wouldn't say just art, but arts as a whole. Like, would you say that? What do you call it? Wayang golek. That's technically art.
It's art. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Oh, hello, assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, right. I'm okay. I'm interested in IELTS. Yeah, if you're interested in learning IELTS, then you have to, what is it called? Build up your vocabulary first. I think that's the most important. Grammar, of course, but vocabulary is arguably more important. If you know good grammar, but you have no vocabulary, you can't speak. But if you have good vocabulary, kind of shitty grammars, I think you can still kind of pass the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. Okay. So, in Indonesia, is art popular? Yeah, we have a lot of artists, we have a lot of art, but I don't know if it is that popular. You look like Anggun. Thank you, I cannot see it.
Really?
I can't see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't see how you look like Sheldon, but that's interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Fair point. T-Karma, I've been trying those methods you both mentioned earlier, and that
I think her name is Tika Rahma or something like that.
I'm sorry. I've been trying those methods you both mentioned earlier, and that definitely works on me. Okay, that's good.
That's good. He looked flying. Who's that? Lex? Oh, you have someone hitting on you?
Wow. Thank you, Lex.
Okay. So, next question. We only have 2 more questions about art, yeah, and then we're moving on to a different topic, okay, guys? Oh, what is that? Let's answer that first.
You have a trick to summarize the conversation? I know about what others said, but... Are you guys a couple? No?
No. Okay. I don't get the main topic sometimes.
Gotcha. I think what Ivan's asking is, what have you been talking about? So, we've been talking about... Is this an IELTS question?
Yeah, it's an IELTS question
Okay.
for speaking part 1.
Yeah,
you can't see anything.
It's an IELTS. We've been talking about the IELTS topic about art and how to answer some questions related to art. If you're good at it, did you learn about it at school? What kind of art do you like? Is it popular? So yeah, not everyone knows art or is into art, but you need to be ready.
Okay.
English lesson here. Haha, what a question.
Let's just not
Are you guys
read that.
dating?
Let's
Stop
not
that
read
question,
that.
guys.
Okay.
Thank you, English lessons here.
Okay. So, what is this? Have you guys ever visited museum seni rupa dan keramik in Kota Tua?
I'm so sure I have. I'm so sure I have.
I have never. Okay, tell me, what is it like?
Gosh, it was so long ago. It was maybe during a school trip they made us go there.
School trip.
Yeah, my school back in the day when I was in elementary school.
Your elementary was in Indonesia?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Indonesia. I was only in the US for college, and the last few years I was in Texas.
My bad. He is Indonesian, guys.
Saya orang Indonesia.
Okay. Does task 2 always use the past tense? Most of the time. Most of the time, you will have to speak in past tense, but no. You have to use all tenses, you know? So maybe the question is like, what did you buy? You know? Tell me about something you bought. So then you would talk about maybe something about the past tense when you bought it, but how you're using it now, you use the present tense, right? Something like that. So, okay. Wait, tadi sampai mana anjay? Oh, art gallery. Tell me about the art gallery in Indonesia. The Museum Seni Rupa dan Keramik di Kota Tua. Someone said. I've never been there.
Yeah, never been there either.
You have? What do you mean?
I never been there and I never been there and didn't remember it. So it feels like I've never been there.
You haven't been there recently.
Yeah, I haven't been there recently. You know what? No, I've never been to that one actually. I actually went to an art place. Oh gosh, what's the name of that area? Somewhere else. I've never actually been there. That rings a bell.
Macan is like the most famous one though. Museum Macan? I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never been there also. Oh, recommend a book. I can recommend a lot of books, but I don't know if you're gonna read it. That's the thing.
For me, when it comes to book recommendations, read something you like and enjoy. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't have to force yourself to read a book or read some story.
You know what? As long as it's in English. If your goal is to improve your English, you can read anything as long as it's in English. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Just make sure it's something that you enjoy, because the last thing you want is to read something super boring.
Hello, Miss Weena and Mr. Dean. Hello.
What up?
What up? There's a lot of people here. This is nice. Okay. So we have one more question. Do you think children can benefit from going to art galleries? That's a heavy ass question.
I don't have any kids, so.
But you still have to answer the question for IELTS.
Yep. All right.
Okay, what would you do?
I would say, I see benefits if a kid were to go to an art gallery, because it'll help them understand, I guess, maybe if it's a historic museum, maybe you could say that, oh yeah, I think it's important for kids to go to art galleries so they can see the different types of art, maybe learn a bit about the history, especially if it's a local art museum, you know, because how would I say it? a lot of kids these days don't know too much about their country or the country's history, and when you bring someone to an arts museum, you could really see and learn a lot about a country's history.
Yeah, my perspective on that is children can benefit, but maybe not necessarily only for history, right? Because art is not always related to history, but I think that in Indonesia specifically, we don't really appreciate arts as much as maybe some other countries. I am generalizing, yeah, but we don't appreciate art as much as other countries as a career, you know, and some kids can discover their passion there. It could be a good hobby if you don't want your kids to do it seriously. It could be a good hobby. So taking your kids to an art museum, I think it would be a good thing, you know, just exposing them to different types of arts that they can explore. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's beneficial. Art in general is pretty beneficial, don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe some people find pleasure in doing art, but I feel that there is a lot to gain from observing and learning about art, especially the history, especially where you're from.
Miss Wina looks like a gamer. Thank you. I don't know if that's a compliment, but thank you.
Didn't you used to game?
Yeah, that's not exposed.
Whoops! Sorry guys, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Actually, no, yeah, I think most of my students know I used to game for fun. It only lasted 2 months, so if you recognize me from that, that's legendary. Yeah. Okay. So our art topic for part 1 is done. Those are some vocabularies that you can use, yeah, regarding art. I don't know how you can take notes, I don't know. When I upload this to YouTube, I will put subtitles, okay? Do you think Indonesian subtitles is necessary though?
I don't know. Maybe you should ask.
Okay, I have a question for you guys ya. Coba diketik sekarang ya. Kalau misalnya ini diupload di YouTube podcastnya, kan pasti subtitle bahasa Inggris harus dong, wajib gitu kan, biar kalian bisa tahu kita ngomong apa, karena we're talking pretty fast ya. But do you think it's necessary? Penting gak sih aku taruh subtitle bahasa Indonesianya juga gitu? Kayak atas bawah, atasnya Inggris, bawahnya Indonesia. Coba dijawab dulu,